And we weren't waiting on you, Ron, to start, but we're going to go ahead and start now. Let's stand and have a prayer and a pledge of allegiance, if you'll join me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for a new day, for the cooler weather. We just thank you for the start of fall. We pray for our neighbors out in California with the wildfires. We ask that you would settle those down, for continued cleanup efforts along the Gulf, and for always the protection of our first responders, of our servicemen and women. Lord, bless this agenda that we might make the best decisions on behalf of the county. In Christ's name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, for the record, today is Tuesday, a day later than our normal Monday meeting due to the holiday, the 10th of October 2017, just a few moments after 9 a.m., our first meeting of the month of October. Item 1, public comments, requests for information on non-agenda items in accordance with Open Meetings Act. I have one request to speak. Mr. Horton, do you want to speak now, or do you want to wait until we get a report from the road engineer? Okay.
First off, I want to thank whoever, Commissioner Applewhite or Mr. Lipner, for the road improvements that we received last week. Still concerned, however, about the quality of the improvements. You drive those roads, it's like, well, some of you won't know what a running board is, but in my day, my mother used one. I know quite well what it is. And I'm sure Alan knows what it is. Anyway, no plan that I can see. I don't know how even we were placed on the schedule for improvements when I inquired last week when Mr. Ledbetter handed out his schedule. Road 3210 was not on the agenda. The improvements considered, there's a lot of asphalt. I know fill up some of those holes, but there's still a lot of them that they missed, particularly on the spur, which you're familiar with. The neighbors are really getting up in arms by the survey this past weekend. And we'd like to get some more work done out there, get it on the schedule, but I don't know how the priorities are set as to who gets what. But the weeds down Bridge across Hart Creek, for instance, are about 10 feet high. They haven't been mowed all year. I don't understand it. Before we got the road engineer in, we at least got the road mowed there once in a while. The other thing is 18-wheelers are going down that road constantly every day. Most of them, or a lot of them, are overloaded, of course. They'll tend to break up those improvements that you guys have done. We need a sign up there that says no trucks. Does anyone know what the road bearing limit is? March Street Bridge and that culvert down below Langston Ranch.
You know what, that big box over?
That what?
That big box over, where you stop up with the
Yeah.
wind over, you hit a whole 80,000 miles.
80,000. And March Bridge.
It's a big box over.
The subsidence is occurring from those 18-wheelers going down through there. You can see right by the Nova Catholic Church, right on that S-curve, all of the mounding up that's going on there. That doesn't get taken down by spreading some asphalt in there. The other question I had is in general, I haven't been here for quite a while, as you all know, I'm sure. Well, that's basically all I have. Give some idea of the expenses that we could offset. Our taxes going up, quality of work keeps going down. Even way back when we got the roads improved, now you guys have offered yourself a nice little increase in salary. You haven't given up your road travel allowances, and yet you expect us to pay for all that and get your service. Like to see something done. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, items 2, 3, and 4 are all related to minutes. We had a regular meeting in there, and we had a couple of special meetings. A couple of these were to review performance and discuss our health insurance. We had a regular meeting there on the 25th. We'll begin with item number 2. That is, again, just the minutes from our second meeting of the month of September, or what we call our special meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from September
All right.
25th.
Thank you. Commissioner Parker makes a motion. Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor of approval of that set of minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 3 would be one of 2 insurance workshops where we were given results of the performance of our plan related to health claims and pharmacy claims.
Make that motion.
Motion is made by Commissioner Applewhite to approve,
Second.
and second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor of approval of that set of minutes, say aye.
Aye.
And then lastly, item number 4 is to consider and approve the most recent insurance workshop that we had on October 2nd, and that's where we discussed decisions on final implementation of any changes to the plan for the 2018 calendar year.
Make that motion.
I'll second it. And that was made by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, item number 5 is our road engineer report from Roger Ledbetter. Welcome, Roger.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
Give you an update on what we're working on and kind of what we're headed. We completed work on County Road 4215, County Road 4240, and County Road 4218. A total of 5 miles.
Can you tell me where those are, and also for some other people? I know you guys refer to everything in numbers, but just kind of give us a general idea of where that is.
4215 is the first county road east of FM 2348, just south where the railroad track is.
South of 67 and heading south on 2348.
Yes.
Okay.
And you go across the railroad bridge.
The new bridge.
Okay, it's the first county road to the left.
As you're heading out, say, towards Eastwood Hills.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the road that goes towards Eastwood Hills, yes. 4215. When 4215 makes a sharp curve, which is about, what, a mile and a half down?
Probably, yeah. About maybe 2.
Yeah.
It turns into County Road 4240. Okay? And 4240 goes all the way over to State Highway 49. Comes out close to the cutoff road, goes over the Chapel Hill School, over 1735.
Okay. So that helps everybody that's in the Eastwood Hills subdivision as well as people that are not in
Yes,
that.
this is a fairly high volume road.
Yeah.
I think it was one of Jimmy's priority roads. High volume roads too, probably one of the
Yeah,
highest volume roads we've got in the area.
Yeah.
Then 4218, is that, what's the name?
Oak Acres.
Oak Acres subdivision. And that's a portion of the 4218 that runs north and south of that subdivision. But those were a total of 5 miles. consider this project a total rehab on High Volume Road. We went in and we fixed all the failures in the surface of the existing roadway, but removed all the loose or soft material with an excavator and replaced it with coal mix. On the longer sections that were in bad shape, we scarified the existing surface beam approximately 16 inches deep, broke up the pavement pieces with a grid roller, and recompacted this material with a grid roller. We used a blend of 25% CSS1 emulsion and 75% water to get enough moisture in the material to properly compact the material. And the CSS1 helps to bind the material together and improves the strength and stability of the roadway. The surface of this 5 mile section of roadway was overlaid with approximately 1 inch of tight D coal mix. Now, like I said, this is basically a total rehab. I expect this project to last about 15 years without any major problems. Now, we may or may not need to seal coat it next summer, depending on the condition of the coal mix surface. We need to seal it when the cracks in the old pavement surface migrate to the new overlay. And if they do that, then we'll need to seal coat it. Cracks migrate about an inch a year, so just depending on how it looks, the coal mix seems like it had a pretty good asphalt content to it, so I don't know if cracks migrate in 1 year, maybe 2 years. I think that 1 mile section that we did, we totally rehabbed it with a grid roller and made our own coal mix on top. We may have to seal it, kind of depending on, I don't think we got as good a density on it as we did with the coal mix that we bought, so we may have to seal coat it next summer. We completed the building pad for DPS at the way station. I started getting lots of complaints on 3150, so we started on 3150, which is another one of Jimmy's roads out there. That's that Cookville that goes about 80 acres.
Angles off northeast on 67.
Yes, the old 67.
Old 67 is what it's.
Kind of runs parallel to 67 back into Omaha. We removed and replaced the smaller base layers and fixed the large areas by scarifying existing pavement and using a grid roller. We do not plan on overlaying this road this time, except for the areas we use the grid roller on. And we've also started fixing potholes and small base layers on 3210. This is all we're planning to do on 3210 at this time. The county road is in pretty bad shape, and it really needs to be completely reworked. There's lots of failures in it. I'm not sure when we can afford to completely rework it. Right now, we're basically patch some fat potholes in it. And when we do get some money, we go in there and tear it up from one end to the other. Because I think that's what it needs. It's got too many cracks. There's too many things wrong with 3210. You can't just go in there and put a thin overlay on it and expect it to last. We've got to go in there and rework all the pavement structure. We plan on starting mowing around the 16th of this month and concentrating on fixing potholes all over the county. When I wrote this Friday, I was making some changes. We were looking at going back and overlaying 3350 on the section of the roadway we previously started on. This may start by the end of this week. We're looking at getting some pit oil out of Hawkins at a real good price, maybe down to like $10 a barrel. If we can do that, we're going to try to get them to deliver it to the road. Right now, we got a haul enough wrap up there to make our coal mix out of it.
What's pit oil? What is pit oil?
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think it has a higher asphalt content than like what we're getting in our Talco group.
Cheapness doesn't indicate lesser quality necessarily.
No. I think it's going to be a thicker oil than what we get when we get the Talco.
Where are you getting it? Where are you?
Hawkins.
Huh?
Hawkins, Texas.
XTO. The
XTO.
called me the other day, and I told give them Roger's number to call it. She had basically a good price on it, and they just needed-
pit oil?
Was going to get rid of it, and I said, well, it's good, you know, because Pat was calling me every time she had something like that, she'll call.
But I think it's something we can take advantage of, we gotta be ready to take advantage of.
Especially if they're going to transport it here.
Yeah, if they'll haul it dumped on the road for us, and we mix it, you can't beat that. But I'm hoping we might be able to get started by the end of the week, we're starting to haul crap up there today. Okay, what did we decide on County Road 1905 south of the Silver River?
That's, what, how many miles or what?
Yeah.
Was,
14-mile detour, is that what the?
yeah, about a 14-mile detour going to Johntown. Yes.
And who does that affect?
Where'd you come up with 14 miles?
It was 13 and a half, or 12, 13 and a half, something like that. It was 18, we go to, 19 going to Pagoda. It was, I went through Johntown, and of course I didn't go all the back roads because I wouldn't travel them back roads either. So I just cut through one back road and hit the main farm road.
Yeah.
And
That's what, how many, 14?
about 13 and a half, 13.
Take the farm road to Pagoda, yeah.
About 20 minutes of detour.
Who's that going to affect?
Very few.
Most of the folks coming out of,
No, it's people coming to Mount Pleasant, going to Titus County, going to their deer leases and stuff.
and what about our neighboring county folks? What was that county, Red River?
Red River. Most of them go to Paris, you know, and shop or go to somewhere else, but there's very few that come over here to shop that I've talked to.
So there'd be more non-Titus County people affected than Titus County people?
Right.
But you still could get through 14 extra miles, 20
Right.
minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But like Roger said, though, if we, to close it, it's on the deal to look at it for a state highway. But if we close it, they won't even talk to us about it. But I don't know what the best thing to do with that road anyway.
You're in favor of closing it?
Yeah, well, it's not a road for Titus County residents. It's a road for Red River County. Matter of fact, the guy at Red River County Commissioner has graded that road before.
Right.
Parts of it, on our side,
Well,
Titus
in
County.
fact,
Call him again.
In fact, a resident and his son had done it related to that road the year before last.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to us to instruct Roger?
Well, we got that, it's the only thing we got, like I said, FEMA, they said we got to use that rock over at Talco on it, because that was for that job that we, Philip, when Bill Hinton was here. It's a couple of loads of that big rock stuff. It's pretty good size, but other than
That we've
that,
already got?
yeah. And as far as, I wouldn't, that's about all I'd put in there and dig them spots out. Wouldn't carry anything else over there.
Well, is that the project that there's still outstanding FEMA money on?
I don't think so. I just
Okay.
think they had, all it is material that's left over that he done,
Okay.
that wasn't used.
That we need to use
got
on that
we
project
got to use
because we
that
got
road.
it for
Yeah.
that project. You know what he's talking about there, that FEMA rock?
Yeah, there's a couple of loads up there at the old Lakes Barn and Talco.
Okay,
So we gotta use it on that because we can't use it anywhere else.
okay. Well,
But, most people that go there, come over here from Titus County, they go hunting or got some land over there. But it probably affects 2% of the people. And like I said, I've talked to people from Red River County, even at Talco and stuff, they either go to Paris or Clarksville shop.
so we're either going to work it and improve it, abandon it and not work on it, or close it. What do you think?
Like I said, what about the state, where they won't make it a state highway if they close it?
Now there's no traffic on it, so we wouldn't see the use for it. We never had enough traffic down there, we just trying to make it turn to for long.
Are you saying it's unlikely the state's going to ever do anything with it?
Might be closed, probably.
Well, what if we don't close it?
I think you got a better chance. You know, I think right now you got a good chance to get it from, we're 2152 in now to 71. Now, getting it from 71 up to, I don't know what the other farm over there cuts across there. But I think you stand a whole lot better chance of getting that done sometime in the future if you don't close it. You know, if you got some traffic on it.
Can we just quit working on it, quit spending money on it, leave it open, and hope that the state does something with it?
I think you're looking at a long time for the state does anything to it. The state may have a bad taste in their mouth.
Well, you're looking at never if you close it. So what's the better route?
I don't think you leave it open. I don't know if the states don't like it too much when they spend money on that bridge up there and it's not going to be used across the Southern River. I think that kind of leaves a bad taste in their mouth.
How will that affect from where it ends now to 71? That's where all the traffic is. Titus County traffic is from 71. Once you leave 71 going north, there's no traffic for Titus County residents. Nobody lives there. No one does that. So why would you even need a farm road? I guess is from 71 to cut in. I mean, you wouldn't need a farm road. It's not a. We don't want.
If you get a farm road built in the future, you know that's a county road. You don't have to maintain it.
What about from 19? I'm worried about White Oak bottom down there, White Oak, over to 71, where the people are. Traffic, a lot of traffic. We don't have a chance. That will affect our opportunity to get that made into a county, a farm road or extended.
I think it could affect some because you're not connected to another county. You're not connecting one county to another. I think it would affect some. I don't know if it affected that much.
That's a lot of money to maintain that road. 7 miles, right?
It's 7 miles from Green Hills,
71 to
Red River County.
or down there by where it ends,
Comes out of Cut Hand, it's 7 miles.
from down White Oak Creek.
From like I said, 71 to
Oh,
Cut
71.
Hand.
Yeah,
To
to
Cut
Cut
Hand.
Hand.
It's
Yeah.
I think it's like 2.5 miles from 71 to the bridge.
Right.
Well, if we're having a hard time making a decision, how about we just do nothing for the time being? If something changes next season, we start working on it. Let's don't work on it. Let's don't close it. Let's do nothing.
Just leave it alone.
Well, I'm throwing out a suggestion.
Right. I think that's it.
I guess it's one thing that bothers the issue.
If we blade it,
Well, those big holes in the
right.
I guess I'm concerned about the liability. Apparently, y'all never worried about liability.
Well, that's my next question. Do we put up a sign and say, enter at your own risk? What do you do?
I don't know, when you put up that sign and you admit you got a problem. I don't know if you can do that or not.
Is there any doubt that we got a problem? I mean, what?
Yeah, we got a problem.
Well, all they gotta do is take off down that road and they'll know it.
Yeah, but some kids gonna take off down the road and get killed one of them.
So you're saying close it or fix it?
Yes, I think that's what's involved. I don't think you just ignore it.
Okay. I say close it. I say close it.
I'll say close it. I don't think we should work on getting 2152 extended to 71 and not worry about that.
But that's your precinct. I'm just giving you my opinion. You want to think about it?
Well, until we fix it every time it washes away, though.
Well, I'd like to hear your justification. If there's so few people here, it doesn't seem like we're getting much bang for our buck if we put money into that thing. So you must have
To me,
a,
it's a connection to another county. And you could justify building the bridge. Did y'all pay for the bridge? Paid off 10% on the bridge when it was built?
I don't know, when was it built?
Yeah, sure, okay. So y'all pay the money to get that bridge built, now you're not gonna use the bridge.
Okay.
You got a connection to another county, so you got an opportunity for people to come to shop in Titus County, and basically, if we shut it off, they don't have it off. They are gonna go pay.
Well, I've never been on the road in my life and probably never will, so it doesn't matter to me. I just want to move along. And if y'all aren't ready to make a decision today, then we don't have to make a decision.
We're running out of time to fix it. We're gonna fix it when they fix it.
We got,
Once it starts raining,
I-
Make a motion.
okay. I make a motion, we have many places to put that dollar rather than fix that road or maintain it. And I make a motion that we close that road. And,
fine. What are we gonna do the next one comes up, there's like Rosico Road?
that should have been, that guy wanted to take it over, and we decided
You
that
gonna close that one in the future too?
from that portion where the ranch owns it, I think it should be, not, they offered to take it away, they'd take it over.
So when we get where we don't have enough money to maintain the road, we're just gonna start closing.
We're talking about a road that is a private road anyhow.
2 school buses go down that road and pick up kids.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Rosico Loop, they do.
That's not the road we're talking about right now.
No, it's
I'm not
not.
sure.
Let's stick on
No,
1905.
that's not.
But what I'm getting at, when you start closing one.
I guess we'll address them one at a time. I mean, all I'm hearing is this is a seldom used road, and it's used more by out-of-county folks than Titus County. You can still get around it. Takes you longer, but you can still get around it. It's not like we're cutting them off.
I just like to see County Road be closed.
Well,
Okay.
I wish, if we had enough money, we don't have enough money to maintain our current roads.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor to close 1905.
From 71
Okay, be specific. From 71,
to north to Sulphur River, county line, or Red River County line.
okay, well, we may not have since we've only got 4 of us today, I'm going to second it, so I've got 2. All in favor of closing 1905, closing it, say aye. You got 2. Nays?
Nay.
Okay, so we're 2 and 2. So we'll put this off for maybe the next time, and everybody think hard and long on this and decide what you want to do, because, you know, Roger's telling you, and I agree, he needs to know something. If he's going to do anything this year, he needs to know. So I guess for the time being, we don't do anything. All right, anything else?
Not got any questions for me? We got the road revision Monday.
Oh, did you?
Back up.
Thank you, Roger. Have a good day. All right, item number 6, presentation by Bo Rester for consideration of the renaming of FM 4000. Bo, welcome. If you'll have a place there at the podium, we appreciate you being here. Tell us what you've been working on.
Thank you, Judge. In the courtroom time this morning, we have petitioned the state House of Representatives through the old Governor's Office and assistants with us there working to have approved, and it was approved on the committee, and went to the House in the last session and was approved, that we can make this name change. Tractor Bradley approached me probably 3 years ago and said he thought there should be something done. We talked about Vietnam veterans, the 7 young men that died in Titus County, and just having a highway name in their behalf. So we come to you asking for the Commissioners Court to approve the renaming of FM 4000 from the county line to Chapel Titus County, Vietnam veterans memorial.
From the county line?
No, city limits. I'm sorry.
City limits.
That.
And
There's no county line.
say it exactly, Vietnam Veterans Memorial Highway. About how long is that run that you're describing there?
It's going to be in the neighborhood of 2 miles.
Okay,
Shouldn't be a half mile.
Okay, not any specific individual names like those 7, but just in general Vietnam veterans.
Exactly.
Okay. And you've already cleared this through the state who actually owns the road? They're okay with it?
That's correct. The committee, the House has, for these type of approvals, did approve it with the House, and the last session it was approved on that. One of the last members approved, both have his office and reported that James Perryman in his office is regularly in this. We did that approval.
What would it cost the county?
0.
0?
My intention is to report it cost 0. It's going to cost someone about $3,500, but my intention is to raise those.
For signage or what? Signage?
Yeah, I've got it at the office, it's within $100 of 3,500. It's 33 or 38 or 35. So then it's just 100. I mean, I don't know that we don't have the money raised already. 35 guys, $100, and we'll get that done. So it will cost the county.
Sounds good to me.
Anybody got any questions about it? It's really not any more thorough than I just said. The tractor came to me and he said, hey, this sounds like something I've been interested in, and he knows that I've been involved in veterans things and honoring veterans. And he said, I think you can pull this off. He said, I don't think I could. Get on the tractor. It's kind of fun talking to him. But we had a great time. His heart's for. He loves our country. Loves our veterans. And certainly, he and I have talked about the fact that we grew up as young men in this community during the Vietnam era. So it was a war that impacted our young lives, and we remember the news coming back. So not to differentiate, but just to honor the veterans of the Vietnam conflict that were killed for our country.
I mean, if we were not to be supportive of that, and you've got the state's support and they actually own the road, can they really do it without our approval?
It is my understanding that that is the case. We would rather that not be the case.
Sure.
We would certainly like to know that this court is.
Yeah, we don't want it forced on us, but I guess technically, I guess they could. But I
think that we would, I think that we as the group that, an informal group that got together and kind of walked this through would say, we'd rather that not be the case. We don't want to force it. We'd like for the county to be in agreement, be happy about it. Let's all celebrate together, take part in the naming and a presentation on that particular day when we get the funds raised and the signage is delivered by the state. We're ready to go. Let's have it be something that we'd all be proud of. It's a beautiful drive, the old Stevens Ranch, 4,000 foot that ranch. It's a very peaceful drive. It's a very beautiful drive, and I think it lends itself to be a great place to have a memorial on.
All right, what do y'all think? Y'all want to ponder this some more? You want to make a motion? That sounds like a great idea to me. Thank you for your efforts. We have a presentation. All right, well, we just have a presentation today.
Yeah, and that's, when you said that, I did want to say that I didn't want to come here today and put the pressure on anyone who thought they had to make a decision right away. I would rather that this simply be a presentation at this point, and you guys have plenty of time to think about it this year. Because we really want you on board. We really want this to be something in the county as a whole. It doesn't need to be about me or necessarily tractor. I'm just giving you the history of how this thing kind of took root and started. So it simply is a presentation that I'd ask that you guys would consider. And then it's something today that you would, hopefully soon, but you could come back.
I'll put it back on the next agenda in a couple of weeks. I'll tell Commissioner Fields about it, and these guys can think about it and call you if they have any questions.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Bo. Item number 7 is consider and possibly approve a provider for our county cafeteria plan. As y'all will recall, in fact, most of you have probably not ever dealt with anything different than we currently have. Several years ago, maybe 10 years ago, the agreed to consider a 5-year commitment, although that's not bound by contract, to whoever is providing our cafeteria plan. And this is the plan that gives benefits of various kinds to employees that the employees pay for. So this is not county-funded benefits. These are optional benefits that when you have your open enrollment here in the next couple of months to talk about county-provided insurance, you'll also have another day to consider what additional coverages, say additional life insurance or cancer policy, or we'll hear about some of these. And we've had Ron Fisher, who's here today with Colonial, has provided for us for at least the last 5 years, or at least the last 8 years since I've known about it. And I don't know how much longer than that. I guess he can tell us that. So we did run this in the paper and asked for responses by last Thursday or Friday, by last Thursday. And I know we got a couple of requests for presentation, and they're both here today. Ron, why don't you go ahead since you were here, and I know you probably need to get back to work out of town somewhere.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that. This looks a lot more information than it really is, but I'm going to give you guys just a snapshot of what we've been doing with the county. And it's been my privilege to be associated with you guys, and I actually have been working with y'all for, this is starting my 24th year. You guys elect me to do this again. I've been working with y'all for 23 years, and just started my 28th year in the insurance business. And thankful that been blessed to be able to do that, and been blessed to have you guys approve us in the past. If you'll notice on the second page there, I'll just kind of hit a couple of high points that I think will be helpful for y'all to know what we've been doing for you as a county. I went back and ran some numbers, and in this last year, we've saved the county approximately $18,000 in payroll taxes. And Carl and Judge Lee, y'all are CPAs, so y'all can elaborate anything you'd like to add to this, but
You said in total, that's each year, or,
yes,
or at least in most recent years?
that's from this last year. It may have been 17 or 16, depending on the number of employees, but basically, this does include any of the voluntary benefits that you mentioned, but it also includes employees that have to pay for dependent coverage on medical, dental, vision, things that the county doesn't provide on dependents. The employees that pay for those benefits, as well as some of the colonial benefits, they can take them out before taxes. So by eliminating or reducing the gross pay, that reduces payroll taxes that you guys manage to the county. So that's where the savings starts. And then, of course, the employees save on FICA and federal. But the payroll taxes being FICA, it saves the county about $18,000 annually this past year.
Can I ask you a quick question that I didn't know about? You mentioned employees that have dependent coverage. Now, we offer dependent coverage with our health insurance. What are you referring to?
That is what I'm referring to. The cafeteria plan is a generic document that allows benefits that the county provides, such as medical, dental, and vision. The part that you guys pay for, which is all the employee coverage, I believe, and they can buy up if they want additional benefits, and y'all pay for the dental as well. Well, those benefits that the county pays for, we communicate that to the employees that this is what Titus County is doing for them. But on the part they pay for, let's say they have one child or they have a spouse and children, then that part is eligible to be pre-tax. So if that's $200 a paycheck, for example, then that's going to save the employee about 25%. It saves the county about 15%, or about $15 per pay period. And you start adding that up over 130 some odd employees, that's where the $18,000 annual savings comes in.
Is it the existence of the cafeteria plan that allows us to do that, or could we do that even if we didn't have a
Now,
cafeteria?
you have to have a cafeteria plan because you have to have a plan document, and that actually leads to one of the things that you'll see there on the second, under the partnership and compliance. I believe there have been 2 IRS audits of the plan documents that we provide free of charge to the county, and those both passed IRS audits. I want to say the last one was about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. Carl, you remember that? And then there was one 3 or 4 years before that. I know Amber was here during that time period as well. But we provide the documentation in case there is an audit. We provide election forms to show that everyone has the option to participate. That's part of what we do for you guys at no cost to the county. But that's where the savings comes in. And then like some of our products with Colonial that you see, like the accident, cancer, those are tax sheltered as well. So that's even an additional savings on top of that. You can't pre-tax life insurance, and we discourage disability insurance because then the county has to match the buyer. So we want to make it where it's a turnkey approach that basically saves the county money.
Wait a minute. If you have two of these items off the cafeteria, in other words,
Yes, sir.
you can't take it as you have to pay taxes on it? Is that what you said?
No, sir. You just can't shelter the premiums of like the life insurance or the short-term disability. It's just like you just pay for it with post-tax dollars. You don't actually have to pay taxes on it. But if you pre-tax the benefit, like for example on short-term disability, then there would be taxable liability for the employee and the county. Is why we don't pre-tax disability. So short-term disability, you wouldn't want to pre-tax it because there is a liability for the county
If they draw it.
if they draw it off.
Same thing for life insurance. In other words, if you're deducting the life insurance premiums, then if you didn't collect the life insurance, it would be taxed. So if they
Right.
choose to take some additional life insurance, we have to pay for that after tax, so that if they ever draw any benefits, they're not taxed. Same thing with children.
Well,
The way the whole deal works is, we need a cafeteria plan. If for nothing else, the dependent care medical insurance stuff, we have to have a cafeteria plan. To administer that plan, we always said we would allow, in this case, Ron, for the last 23 years, he would administer our plan, and we would allow him to sell his products to the employees as part of, that way it costs the county any money to have somebody administer our plan. You can switch out Ron for either the other two or anybody else. And we check that every 5 or 6 years to see if we want to switch, to let somebody else cover the plan and provide those benefits. It's Colonial, it can be Aflac, it can be any number of different plans, but somebody needs to handle our cafeteria plan.
and we do payroll deductions.
Yes,
Or-
yes.
Yeah, this is what, I didn't know what it meant. When I, a couple of years ago, the city has a policy with Blue Cross Blue Shield or wherever it is, I think that was the name of it, and that's, I said, what do you do, pay a commission, you know, or you pay a commission? And they said, no, we let them offer the cafeteria plan. That's how they get their commission from us, so that's,
By selling products to the employees, but no employee is required to buy anything.
One thing I'd like to mention, I feel like that our low-key approach over the years, Commissioner Fields has been here the entire time. I think one of the things that we safely say is that we don't push anybody. Most of y'all have heard our presentations before. They're in the room work here. We make the offer to you, and our staff just says, basically, if you're interested, fortunately, we've done a good enough job as a company with Colonial Life and with, I think, our service that we provide is we actually help employees with claims that I guess the best representation we would have is our own referrals of how we take care of our business. So that has kind of been the good points. People talk about what we've done for them, and if they have a claim, we assist them with that claim, and we've always been able to do that. And that's why I put the number there and looked it up. About 70% of employees have Colonial. We've been able to help over the years. We've helped people with cancer claims. We've helped people with having babies for disability. We've been able to help people, unfortunately, we had a family that we had someone pass away in the sheriff's department several years ago in a car accident. We were able to help that family out. Our benefits pay directly to the employees, and they can make a decision. One of the reasons that I think it's helped for us to continue is because a lot of employees have surpassed pre-existing conditions, meaning that if you change to another carrier, and an employee decided to take that coverage, they might have a pre-existing condition that would prohibit them from changing companies, because it is an individual policy that they own, and they can keep if they leave. But several employees that are retired can keep their coverage. Also, employees that have like our cancer policies, they built up equity. Some employees have been here 20 plus years, have several $1,000s built up where if they were diagnosed with cancer, they would get paid that money up front. So there are some advantages to staying with us in addition to whether I was sitting here or anybody else from Colonial Life was. Our contract is that we've worked with you guys has been me and Colonial Life. And that's just because, first of all, compliance is the big thing. We want to make sure that you're in compliance. And the numbers support themselves on how we take care of our business and how we get compensated. I do have one other thing I'd like to mention on that last page regarding guaranteed offers. Our company has extended because of our tenure, our underwriter, and this is a really big deal because we have added 3 benefits on the back page that have some guarantee offers. Our whole life, an employee, regardless of their health, they're allowed to get up to $18 a week or $75,000 no health questions. And that is a policy they own. It's not like the group term insurance where it's tied to their employment here at the county. And that's a good deal, by the way, that y'all are offering them. But this is something that the employees actually own. And then the critical illness that you see there, it has 8 different things that we provide. Typically, people look at it for heart attacks or strokes. And that is also a guaranteed issue up to $20,000, regardless if someone's had a heart attack 3 years ago, or if they had open heart surgery 3 months ago. They actually qualify for that this next enrollment if you guys elect us. And then finally, the short-term disability. It's also going to be a guaranteed offer. We've had several employees in the last few years who would have liked to have signed up, but maybe they didn't qualify due to the health questions we asked. This is what we offer to them. Each employee, whether they're existing or new, will qualify for any of these 3 offers. And that's typically, our company may make offers to a new group, but I asked my underwriter because, again, my tenure with y'all and y'all's partnership with us and the company, Colonial Life, did extend these offers. So if you do elect us, these benefits will be made available to the employees.
Ron, when we do our open enrollment, December, when we do our open enrollment,
This one will be November.
okay. Do you work with caps on that?
Yes.
So whoever you have has to agree to handle an open enrollment.
Right.
Every employee has to, but not just the colonial process, but what they want dependent coverage for the medical, and just to make sure all that goes in the cafeteria plan, all that is part of what they pay us for. Cafeteria plan, no matter who we have it with, is what saves us the money. But it doesn't cost us any money to have these people handle our insurance for us every year.
What does it have to do with their relationship with Steve Capps?
It does, I knew Steve was also, I didn't know how involved Steve was in the open enrollment.
We're actually working with them on some of their cases now, and because sometimes they'll have a health case outside of like the county where they will ask us to come in and help them out. So we've helped them on a couple of their cases as an outside third party coming in to assist them.
Nobody with Steve's report with y'all.
Correct. The only thing we do is like, for example, with Tony, we'll be reaching out to her, and typically she would come in and do her enrollment and assist any changes and so forth a week or so before us. We tried doing that together. It kind of took a lot more time than the county really needed to spend. So typically it works better if they come in first and then us come in about a week later to kind of keep confusion down. And then we explain to the employees. And again, one of the things that we're communicating is the dollar value for what Titus County is paying for their insurance for the medical, dental, and vision. Because on their tax, on their election form, and you guys have seen that before, I think, but it shows the actual dollar figure that Titus County is paying. So they get to see what you are doing in addition to what is being pre-taxed. And that's part of our communication we do in those terms.
Anything else?
Just say we'd love to have your endorsement again, and we'll continue to do you a good job, and I would ask for y'all to approve us if you can today. Thank you.
Any questions, commissioners, before Ron leaves? Okay, thank you, Ron. Appreciate you. All right, Gary's here. Gary Oliver is asked to make a presentation. He's the second of the two that have expressed interest in being considered as cafeteria plan providers.
Thank you, Judge Lee, and Commissioners, for the opportunity to come before you to talk. I'm sure you have a great relationship with Colonial. They're a good company, and obviously, God's done a good job for you. I'm an independent insurance agent. I live here in Titus County, and I'm going to tell you about a company called Washington National. It's an A-rated company, and they're going to offer basically very, very, very similar products to what Colonial has. One thing that probably is a little bit different is they have a return of premium endorsement on their policies. And this is a feature where if someone buys a policy, keeps it for so long, they can get their money back less whatever claims was against the policy. It ends up being a pretty good savings account for your employees as well. In regard to the cafeteria plan, most all companies do business with Section 125, which provides the tax advantages that was discussed earlier. What I'm proposing to do is to take a look at what you have and compare it to Washington National and possibly even another company or two that I represent, and then make a good decision as to whether you make a change or you stay with Colonial. I actually have applied for a contract to represent Colonial as well. I guess one thing that I just want to bring to your attention is you got insurance agents that are right here in town, in Titus County, that can provide the same services. And so I'm asking you to consider that as well. This company, Washington National, has returned over $2.2 billion in return of premium to people through the years. It's over 100 years old company, and it's got over $138 billion in reserves, so it's a very good original company. And I have a staff of people that come in and help with enrollment, make everything just as, make the transition just as easy as possible, and provide the same services that you're accustomed to. Do you have any questions about what the differences might be, or in that respect?
So when it's open enrollment time, you'll be here, and you'll have your employees here too as well? Okay. And if they have questions and stuff, you're easily reachable here in town?
Yes,
Do you have an office here in Titus County?
No, I work at home.
Okay.
Work on cell phone.
I hear you. Any questions for Gary Oliver? Gary, thank you for presenting. We appreciate you. Okay, guys, I had allotted for presentations and a decision. If you are prepared to make a decision, if you want to hold off and table this until another day, we can do that. Tell me what you'd like to do.
Well, I believe that he said that he could compare the two. He could, I don't know, but you don't have the comparison now, though, do you?
No, sir, I'll have to see see all the information about what you have. It's quite an undertaking to obtain all that information without knowing.
I wouldn't be prepared to make a decision until I see the comparison.
Okay. Well, without any kind of a motion, and we'll just move on. Okay, sounds like we're not ready to make any motions or decisions today, so I'll try to get this on the next agenda, fellas, and in the meantime, I'll be sure they've got your contact information. Okay? Thanks. Y'all are welcome to stay, welcome to head out. Appreciate your time. I'll be sure he gets one.
Judge Lee?
Sir.
Mr. Riddle, would it be beneficial then if I request all the information from the office here and put together an exact comparison between these two companies?
What information are you asking for?
I don't think that'd be like buying a car. I don't think you ought to make your best deal. I don't think you ought to take our deal now. I'm lost. I don't understand what you mean. That means if I try to buy something and guy offers it to me, and this other guy said, well, let me see that, and I'll beat it.
Are colonial rates pretty well standardized, or do they vary with age and sex and medical history, or what?
Well, for example, we make it where the employees can pick and choose. We have 4 levels on our cancer policy. There's 3 optional riders they can purchase. So the employee actually makes that decision. And the cancer policy is a standard rate for all those levels. There's no age band on that, nor is there on our medical bridge, which is a hospital indemnity. But the rest of our policies are like life insurance and disability, they're age banded. So that's why we put that wording in there, like $18 a week up to $70,000 our whole life, $75,000 for our whole life. Because each person obviously is going to be a tobacco, non-tobacco. So there's a lot of factors to go into that. We just kind of let the employees choose. So we may have somebody that has a level 1 cancer or a level 4 cancer.
But do your underwriters determine how much to charge our employees, or do you come to Titus County and say, hey, we'll give y'all a super good deal?
They're predetermined costs. But for example, on our disability, it's priced $17 to $49, $50 to $59,
Okay.
$60.
So whether you were in Titus County or any other county, the employee A, if he were here or in another county, it's going to be the same price. You don't have the ability to shave that cost down. Okay.
With insurance, you can't actually do that. It would be prohibited. It's state by state. So like in Arkansas, for example, there are different quirky things that some of our policies have that Texas doesn't have.
Well, sure, that's Arkansas. Sure.
So the Arkansas rates can sometimes be higher than
Okay.
Texas, but it's state by state.
Okay.
Not personal.
If I understand it right, what Gary needs, he can take your list that says for life insurance from 49 to 59, this is what we charge. And you can see what works. I think what Gary was trying to do is pull all the personal information from us. You don't need anything from my office if you're just going to compare your rates to his rate.
I mean, if you just want to see a comparison of rates, I can do that without any information.
Commissioner Riddle, what would you have in
Now,
mind?
if you can give us a comparison of rates, that's all we care about.
And I would just like to say that if you're just going to rate shop the policies and not look at the benefits, that's going to be a very tedious, it's going to be non-tedious to just look and say, okay, well, this rate's cheaper than this one, but you may not actually have all the facts. Like, for instance, Gary mentioned they had a return of premium on their policy that we don't have. Now, there are some things that you'd like to know about return of premium. There's an extra surcharge.
Will you
to have
get closer to the mic since we're recording this?
So they're different. There's going to be all kinds of different things with policies. Now, I'm just going to shoot straight with y'all. If you're going to try to compare one company to the next, you're not going to be able to go through this within a reasonable length of time and see tremendous differences. You're really picking an insurance company, as he mentioned, Washington National's a good company, Colonial Life's a good company. You're picking a company and you're picking representation. I'm an independent agent and I can represent whoever I want, but with 28 years of experience with Colonial, the reason I've chosen them is because their claims payability is very customer friendly, 94% satisfaction. The rates are very competitive with every other company, and the offers that the employees can get. So really and truly, if you're going to look at every policy, Washington National is going to have something Colonial doesn't have. Colonial is going to have something Washington National doesn't have, but they're not going to be significant differences where one company is going to be cheaper than the other. It's going to be a matter of y'all really deciding if you want me or Gary. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
And the other thing that comes into play here, I don't know if that's part of something Ron mentioned earlier, people that have had Colonial policies for the last 23 years have got some benefits built up into those policies that if we switch, those people can still keep those policies, they're just not going to run through payroll. The Washington National would run through payroll, and they would have to make a determination whether to switch or not to switch. Probably a lot of those people that have those cash benefits built up are not going to switch. They're just not going to run in the cafeteria.
They could still make their payment straight to Ron, it just it wouldn't be through.
But it costs the county when they do that, because that does not run through cafeteria.
Doesn't save any payroll tax.
Carl, you technically could keep.
Yeah, we made it not, we could do that. A long time ago, we used to have companies bombard us, Aflac, Colonial, everybody. We said, look, the employees, you can have insurance with whoever you want, but we're not going to run all those different companies through payroll. It's too much additional work. So we're going to just pick whichever company we choose to do the cafeteria plan for us. That's the one that's going to be eligible and be run through payroll. But Gary's right. We can run both companies through payroll. It's just more work.
And I would like to say, on behalf of the accountability that we have for you guys, is the agreement that we line out, and this has been lined out for the last, I think, 15 years. We've had this, maybe 17 years. I think when Commissioner Price was here, he was the one that recommended that we start a contract. And the reason we do that contract is it has an agreement right in the first paragraph that says this contract can be terminated within 30 days notice by either party. We do that on purpose because the only reason that we have the 5-year agreement is so you don't have 15 different carriers coming in here, as Carl said. That's really the whole reason you do it. And basically it allows us to come in, yes, we are exclusive, but we are month to month, and we know that. So that contract is not, when you assign whoever you decide on this, whether it be myself or Gary, that's a month-to-month contract. So if either of us, whoever you decide, does not do their job the way they're supposed to, then we would expect you to change. I think I would say that fairly for him, and he'd say it for me. So, I mean, that's really, all you're doing on the 5 years is basically, if you continue to do that, is basically not having to go through this procedure every year. But if, again, somebody doesn't do their job, then that's subject to be changed within 30 days.
All right. Thank you, guys. Commissioner, would you like to table this?
Yes.
Okay, motion is made by Commissioner Riddle to table any decisions on cafeteria plan.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So
Okay.
I would like to say as soon as possible, because your open enrollment period is about 3 weeks away.
Say again?
You're gonna have to.
I'll have it on the next agenda, and
Okay.
I feel like we could probably make a decision then, I hope. Okay. Thanks, guys. Be 2 weeks, yeah, well, be less one day, because it'll be on a Monday. Be 2 weeks from yesterday, so that'll be the 9th plus 14, 23rd.
Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Okay, item number 8. Number 8 and 9 have to do with Board of Director positions for the Titus County Appraisal District Board. And it's that time again that we have to nominate, but we have a special item there, number 8. We have had a vacancy because Ezel McGill has asked to vacate his spot here before end of year. And so we need to make a special nomination to fill the position of Ezel McGill here on number 8. So this would actually be making a nomination, and then the chief appraiser will look at these nominations to make a decision on that appointment to fill this vacated position. So in item number 8, consider and possibly approve a nomination to fill a vacant position of the Board of Directors for the Appraisal District. The school board was where Ezel McGill came from. He's a member of the school board, and they wanted him, and he's been their representative on the Board of Directors for quite some time. Judd has said that the school board is going to submit the name of Buddy Blue, one of their board members, to this vacant position that Ezel McGill is leaving. I've talked to Judd about that, and Buddy is interested, willing, ready to serve in that capacity. And as the largest taxing entity, I think that they're due some consideration there. So if you have another name in mind besides Buddy Blue, I personally, after talking to Judd, feel like Buddy would be a good appointment to this empty position. But we are not limited by what I think. You can all nominate others if you would like. Are there any additional nominations? If somebody would make a motion, then I can, but I'd prefer not to.
Make a motion, we do Buddy Blue.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite to nominate Buddy Blue to fill Ezel McGill's position.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now, number 9 is what we would do each year anyway, where we would consider and possibly submit nominees for the Appraisal District Board of Directors. I have not been told by him, but the chief appraiser has said that one of the other board members has expressed his intention to not be available starting the first of the year. So this will leave another vacant position on that board come January 1. But still, there are 4 remaining names, and they are, let's see, we've got Bobby Parr, Hewlin Mike Reynolds, David Greider, and it's going to hit me in a minute. David Greider and boy, I'll think of it here in just a minute. But again, it doesn't matter how many names we submit as nominees. We can submit 50 for that matter. All nominees are taken from all taxing authorities, and they will be put together in a master nomination list, and then we, within the next couple of weeks, I think by the end of the month, we will vote to fill these 4 positions, actually 5 positions, including Buddy Blue, that will be in that appraisal district board of directors. So whether you keep 1, 2, 3, 4 of the existing, you already know that one of them is coming off. So that would leave only 3 that are currently on the board that would carry over to the next year. But again, today, all we're doing is throwing out names for nomination. I have a couple of names that I would like to nominate. I've talked to these 2 gentlemen, and both are interested in serving, so I'm going to nominate them. One is Greg Holt. Greg's former owner of Holt Transmission. Greg is currently employed by American National Bank. And my second nomination, James Reynolds. James Reynolds is sells life and health insurance. His wife is a teacher. They've got a couple of young kids. They've been residents for, I guess, about 10 years or so. And he has expressed interest. So I'm going to nominate Greg Holt and James Reynolds. If you have any names that you would like to nominate, here's your opportunity.
Alan Burkhalter, he's a school teacher. I don't know whether you're loaded up with school people or not. I mean, do they separate the school board picks one and the county picks one, or how does
No, actually, you know, all these names, let's say you have 15 names on a list, that list of names is given to all the taxing entities, and they can vote for 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. It'll ultimately be the top 5 vote getters weighted by each relative size of the taxing entity. So the school board would be number 1, the county would be number 2, you'll have representation by the hospital, by the college, by the smaller school districts, and then even surrounding school districts, Harts Bluff, Rivercrest, maybe even Dangerfield, I'm not sure. So that's kind of how it works. And obviously if the Mount Pleasant ISD has a lot of clout because they have a lot of relative size. Not that they can have whoever they want, it's going to be the top vote getters. So if you'd like to put Al Burkhalter in here, we certainly can. And that'll give, I would say, to be sure you talk to him and make sure would be happy serving. You sure don't want to nominate somebody and have them get voted in and them say, no, I'm not interested.
I talked to him last year, but he had an open heart surgery a couple of days ago. So
well, he'll be recovered by then.
Yeah, I'll ask him about it. I'll follow up with him this time, but I'm not sure.
Okay. You guys have any names you want to consider?
I can't think of any more.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'd ask for a motion to nominate Greg Holt, James Reynolds, Al Burkhalter as nominees from the county at this time.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's made by Commissioner Riddle. Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I'll submit these names to the Chief Appraiser. Item number 10 is, if you'll recall, during our last executive session, we had an attorney here from Flowers Davis who represents the county on virtually all of our litigation related to the sheriff's office. And he was presenting to us on the status of a particular matter, and then he, secondly, he presented us with some information on a statewide, county-by-county litigation opportunity that they recommended we participate in, and that is litigation involving opiate-derived painkillers. The idea here is that painkillers, opiate-based, have wreaked havoc on our country, on our state, especially up in the Northeast, but particularly around here. And I can certainly tell you that this is a very common problem in court. And I'm not necessarily saying where the blame lies. We'll let these attorneys figure that out. But our attorney recommended that we consider this Simon Greenstone, Panettiere, Bartlett, PC, in conjunction with Martin Walker, PC. And these are lawyers that are pursuing county participation in a class action lawsuit directed against pharmaceutical companies. I met with a representative from each of these firms. We spent about an hour here, and at the last meeting, y'all directed me to have that meeting with them rather than a joint meeting, and that I report back to you. And I am more enthusiastic now than I was then because I know more about it. There's no guarantees as to what this might do for the county. There is no cost to the county. It's simply a matter of whether or not we want to participate, and if we want to participate, there will be other attorney firms coming along. This is the only one who has approached us thus far. So I would ask that you all consider this. I personally would like to see us do this.
I make a motion that we retain.
You don't have to read it all. I'll get it. That we
Okay.
retain these two law firms there that are working together. Motion's made by Commissioner Parker to participate in opiate-derived painkiller litigation.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Okay, item number 11, we're whittling our list down here. Consider possibly take action or discuss our construction repair projects. The west wall of the annex, where we have some stucco peeling over there at the very back southwest corner of the
That's not that. That's not that one. That's not the west wall. That's the surface, that black stuff that's all
okay.
off the front of the thing. And I didn't open it.
I'm going to give this back to you, and this would be doing what? Because this isn't even one of our projects. This would be to address that front rock on the north side of the annex.
Right, and then but my question is, when he gave me that, we had a guy come by. I guess he called him though, and he did everybody's furniture up here. Yeah, he was involved in that, and I can't tell you his name. He lives here though, and he said, and I thought he was going to bid on it, but I'm not sure that Jones didn't get his information for that. And there was other things come up. Jones thought that stuff above was plywood, but it's rock, artificial marble or something above the black on that thing. So I think that bid is not right, and I didn't want to open it. I think it's that. Like
No, we'll save that, and if you want me to put that on as a project to consider, I'll add that one the next time. But for now, I've just narrowed this down to that stucco repair on the west wall. If you want to update, and I'll comment what I know about it.
Okay, let me after, the one guy, the one engineer, and then same thing about leaving it on top. Jones pointed out to me, and he talked to someone, he didn't get an answer, but if you look at that sidewalk, they're gonna have to surely, they've done it all over the downtown area, they're gonna replace that sidewalk. And at that time, at the same time they replaced that sidewalk, even the one up here on the print shop, the meter we put in there, we could put all of that underground and get it underneath the sidewalk if they're going to do it. When you look at it, it probably is going to have to be done. And the city, I think, hopefully they're in the process. But I didn't know who to ask, who would be the best place to ask, and it was just Thursday, I guess, before I decided to see. But I don't think we should.
I think you'd ask Mike Aarons that question. He could tell you, give you a time frame. Is it a definite? Is it a maybe? Is it way down the line? But yeah, that would sound like a good idea to me. I met with Kenny Hawkins from SWEPCO over there, and already Jones has filled in that gap with some kind of caulk or some kind of sealant. I think we've taken care of the immediate problem over there with water leaking down in between the bricks and the stucco. And that was really where this project began, was how do we prevent long-term water damage to that wall. I think we stopped it short-term, and we were talking with the electrician because we were going to have to move some electrical wires and meters off of that wall to do the repair work. So I think Commissioner Riddle and I are in agreement that let's hold off on this for the time being and wait for a better opportunity. And putting it underground with the sidewalk rebuild might work well. Also, Kenny Hawkins from SWEPCO did suggest that rather than the expensive move either underground or to the back of that building, they could disengage some of those wires from the wall to allow somebody to repair the stucco and then just mount it back in the same place. But we thought it was a good idea to do some aesthetic cleanup back there, but I think that'll just come down to a cost consideration. Ideally, we'd take it underground and not have all that ugly wire there, but that could be a several $1,000s job. And let's just postpone this for the time being.
Okay, the flagpole, I had a call. I mean, I put another call in this past week for them to come by and look at it. But I'm thinking that we probably should get somebody else involved. After talking to the architect, Pat Dismuke, I think Mr. Gomer was the guy that did it, and he told me the city paid for that. For the reason Christie couldn't find any cost, what it cost us. He thought that the city paid for it, but he told me how it was built. With that information, we could find somebody that he can talk to, and I'm sure he would do it for us. At least he gave me that impression.
Why don't you ask Mike Aarons, when you're asking about that sidewalk, if they've ever had to do anything like this? Was not one of the people that expressed interest the same one that did our concrete repair? Has she ever called you back?
No, that's the one I called again for. Yeah, she talked like that was their specialty. And they sure did a good job otherwise so far. So
okay.
I kind of was disappointed she hadn't called me. It's been like 3 weeks and she said she'd get back in touch. So I put a call in for her and she hadn't returned it.
Okay. All right, item 12 is travel and seminar requests. I've got 1, 2, 3. The first is to pay for registration for Probate Academy for me next year in May, $125. We've asked them just to send us an invoice, and that just assures we get the cheaper price for that. Virtually all the rest of the expenses related to that trip, travel, meals, hotels, will be paid by Texas Association of Counties. So I just need approval on the $125 registration fee. The second request is from Tim Ingram, requesting to send Tamika Hines to Basic County Corrections course, where he sends all of his new hires over there for the jail. This is a $230 registration and test fee, $200 worth of meals. They'll be using a county vehicle. This takes place between what's going on right now during the month of October, starting today through the 20th. Total cost will be $430 plus gas in that vehicle. Third and final request is District Clerk Deborah Abston would like to attend the annual workshop, Kerrville, Texas, October 17 through 19, leaving on the 16th. That'll be a $50 registration fee, $120, let's see, no, $140 worth of meals on a per diem. Taking a personal vehicle, 812 miles, she approximates that her hotel meals per diem and travel will be $930. Those are the only three I have.
Make a motion we approve.
Motion's made by Commissioner Riddle. Second. Approved by Commissioner Parker. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item 13 is our oral and written reports.
Thanks, sir. Make a motion, we approve oral and written report.
Motion's made by Commissioner Parker for approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor of approval, oral and written reports, say aye.
Aye.
Item 14 is our treasurer's report.
Thank you. Make a motion, we approve the treasurer's report.
Motion's made by Commissioner Parker.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Item 15 is budget amendments.
To the recent 58, 59, just some things at the end of the year. Pre-trial intervention fund, that's money we get, special revenue money. We use that money to support the county attorney's department and the adult probation department. We had to adjust the amount of pretrial money, we were moving in general county by $1,097. And then down in the county extension meeting room, we spent $2,400 more in repairs and maintenance over there than we originally had budgeted, and I just moved that out of contingency.
What was the two numbers on that, Carl?
$1,097.
$1,097 on pretrial transfer.
$2,452. In the,
Extension meeting room was $2,452.
what was done?
That
there?
was the boat,
That was part of all the roof.
the roof leak, they changed the screws and rubber screws in
We
it.
had $3,500 budget there, just general routine maintenance, ended up running about $5,500, so
Those are the only two. Need a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the budget amendments.
Commissioner Parker,
I do need y'all to sign.
second by Commissioner
Second.
Riddle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sign pay orders and approve payments is item number 16.
Make a motion to pay our bills.
Motion's made by Commissioner Applewhite to proceed and pay bills.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Parker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Closing comments, I have none today. Commissioner Riddle,
None.
Commissioner Applewhite, and Commissioner Parker. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your attendance today. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Parker, and second, Commissioner Applewhite. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.